Hi everyone and welcome to another bullet journal setup. Today, in addition to prepping my BuJo for the month of September, we're also starting a new notebook, so there are going to be some exciting extra spreads included in this setup. And I've also got a whole bunch of new supplies, which includes some washi tape and fun stickers, as well as this beautiful cloth-bound bullet journal that I found at an outlet store. Starting with our cover page, I'm going to find the 2/3 mark of my page vertically, and I'm just going to letter the word BuJo. First I traced the outline of my lettering in pencil, and then I'm going over it in brush pen. And unfortunately, this black brush pen is almost empty, so I will have to go over some of the parts more than once, and actually the brush pen is completely empty now, so I had to continue with a different black marker. But it still came out quite nicely. And then I'm also adding my name and my contact details in case I lose this notebook somehow and I want it returned to me. And I'm also going to add a little note that there will be an emergency spread in the back of the bullet journal in case anyone should need that. And of course we have to decorate the page, and here I'm using my beautiful new washi tape for the first time. And I'm going to use some of these matching stickers to just add a little bit of visual interest to the page. I really like how these are very sort of warm and autumny colors. And since we are slowly moving into late summer, this pattern is just really fitting. I'm also adding a spread for my bullet journal key, just so that I can keep everything nice and organized and know exactly which symbols I want to use for each topic. And I'm also adding a swatch spread where I just put a little swatch of each of the pens I'll be using, which will hopefully help me to better coordinate my color schemes. I also printed some doodle and title inspiration, which I'm going to glue into my notebook so that I won't always have to go to Pinterest or YouTube in order to find inspiration for my spreads. Hopefully I can just reference this library instead and save some time during my bullet journal setup. Moving on to a new spread that I want to try, which I stole from this lady who has a beautiful video with tons and tons of out-of-the-box spreads, which I will link down below if you're interested. But I'm going to include a yearly and monthly habit tracker, which could also be used to identify when you last did a certain thing, maybe like changing your toothbrush or tidying a specific area of your house. So here I'm setting up the monthly and bi-monthly sections. So for the former, obviously I need 12 spaces to check off, and then for the bi-monthly habits I need 24 spaces to check off each. And as you can see, I also messed up a little bit here because the brown pen just did not work with the design, so I fixed that by adding 2 layers of washi tape over top. And I'm also going to be adding a weekly tracker on the other side. I haven't quite figured out what I want to put down here, so I've just set this up as a template for now, and I'll be adding the specific tasks to it later. Next, we're going to set up a bucket list section, a place which can be a place to brain dump all of your dreams and aspirations, as well as places you want to visit, events that you want to go to, and so much more. I think this is quite a fun spread to have, and I'm also dividing this spread into different sections for different topics. Opposite, I wanted to put something that is sometimes called a habit menu, I pretty much think of it as a doom scrolling prevention spread. Basically, this is a group of sections with different ways to complete a certain habit. So let's say that you have a section for exercise. You could put different ideas under there to help you exercise, such as dancing or stretching, running, workout routines, different types of sport, whatever you may be into. But you can put some inspiration there for days that you don't really know in which way you want to complete that habit. I'm using some more of my neutral washi tape for this and then using a gel pen to just letter the sections. Again, I've not really decided on what exactly I want to put into those sections, so I'll fill them out later. And now it's finally time for the future log. Since we've only got 4 months left in 2025, this future log will only need 1 Dutch door. Usually I need at least 2 to accommodate the full 12 months. And again, I'm decorating the page with some more of my beautiful washi tape. Honestly, I think journaling with washi tape and stickers is a whole different ballgame from predominantly doodling, and I'm finding it a lot of fun and also a lot less stressful and time consuming. So I'm just going to be experimenting a little bit with that in this journal setup. The left-hand side is a nice big blank space, perfect for a quote. This time I chose Psalm 118 verse 14. The Lord is my strength and my song, He has become my salvation. And you may have noticed that in recent bullet journal setups, I've usually used either a Bible verse or some other type of religious quote for my quote pages. And the reason for that is that these types of quotes are way more inspirational and they better align with the stuff that I want to remind myself of, rather than the usually very generic and shallow motivational quotes that you can find literally everywhere. So since we do want our motivational quotes in our journals to kind of keep us on track with the goals and the lifestyle that we want to align with, for me it's kind of important to choose more wholesome quotes now than I used to, since I'm hoping that that will keep me a little bit more focused on what truly matters. Another really cool spread idea is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 goals. So that's 5 years. So you're going to reflect on where you see yourself in 5 years, 4 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, and 1 hour. Another essential spread is an aesthetically pleasing wish list or shopping list. This is great when you just need to jot down things that you have to remember getting or stuff that you want to get at some point. And especially if you like thrifting, this spread can be a great planner for your thrift goals as well. And now we're finally coming to the actual monthly setup. And for the theme this month, since it's the month of Our Lady of Sorrows, I've chosen a gladiola theme, which is also called a sword lily, which I thought was really appropriate to kind of symbolize Our Lady of Sorrows, since lilies are a symbol of purity and of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and then the sword symbolizes her sorrow at seeing Jesus suffer and die. This all goes back to the prophecy from Luke 2, where Simeon prophesies that a sword will pierce Mary's heart. So I went ahead and drew one out in watercolor pencil and then activated the colors with water. And I just love how when you use watercolor pencils, you have all the control of using regular pencils and the brightness and softness of a watercolor painting once you activate the colors. And it's also always so fun to see the colors come to life and get really bright and juicy once you add the water. On the cover page of this month, I'm also adding a month at a glance, as well as a section for goals and habits, which I'm going to hide behind this little Dutch door flap, since they are a little bit more private compared to the month at a glance. And I'm going to add a little purple shadow to each box that I drew to help the boxes jump off the page a little bit more. I'm also adding another quote, this time one from St. Padre Pio, whose feast day is also in September. For the weekly setup, I've been loving a horizontal setup with little boxes for each day lately, so I'm going to do that again this time. The page is going to be divided into 12 sections, and usually that would leave you with 5 empty boxes to use for decoration. But since the first week of September only has 6 days, if your week starts on a Sunday, that will leave me an extra box for decoration this time. I'm going to be filling up the empty boxes with some more gladiolas. This time I drew them in marker rather than watercolor pencils, so they have a slightly more cartoony or doodly effect. And that's our bullet journal setup done. Alright, let's go for the final flip through.